I don't know if we got to see Beater Bev and Bivol fight again for the third time in a row. Even though they're great fights, sometimes you gotta mix it up a little bit and then go back to it. You can get a little bit overwhelmed with the same fight three times in a row. I love the fact that Benavidez wants to get in the mix. I mean, isn't that shouldn't he want to do that?
Right.
Like he moved up to 175. He didn't get the Canelo fight at 168. So he's looking for the best fighter in the division at 175. Like that's what real fighters are supposed to do. I respect it. From what I hear, he had a lot of success with Bivol in the gym, and he feels like that's going to translate into a real fight. I hear that he got the better of Bivol, and he's outspoken about it. And Bivol kind of, there's an interview that somebody put out where Bivol was like, man, he was big. After their sparring session, so he kind of indirectly admitted that Benavidez got the better of him. But I know sparring is different. I don't know what part of camp each guy was in, how they were looking, and all that kind of stuff. That stuff does matter. Bivol seems like a very high IQ guy, so he definitely is going to try to make his adjustments for the real fight. But I say let him fight. You know, Benavidez did not get his mandatory enforced when he was at 68 when he was the number one contender. So let's see if they enforce the mandatory and make Bivol fight him. I like the fight, and I give Benavidez props for going after such a great fighter because Bivol's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Make no mistake about it. That's a Hall of Famer without question. You can't even question his credentials. So the fact that he wants to fight him and in his next fight at 175, I give him all the props in the world. Hopefully they make it.
Where do you rank Benavidez if he beats Bivol for undisputed?
What do you mean? Where do I rank him? And
Probably
the pound
like
for pound list and all that kind
yeah,
of stuff? I
absolutely.
think he should already be on the pound for pound list.
Does it get moved up though dramatically? A
Yeah,
lot.
I think he should already be on the pound for pound list. I think he's firmly in my pound for pound list. He's lining them up, and I don't blame him for the Canelo fight not being made. Canelo didn't want to fight him. What can you do about that? The man don't want to fight you.
Right.
Um, um, yeah, I think he's a pound for pound top 10 guy, and he definitely he have an argument for being number one if he beat Bivol. That's a big win.
Huge win.
Yeah, I mean he would have went Plant, Andre, Vanille, Morel, Bivol, back to back to back to back to back. Like what can anybody say?
Right.
All difficult styles. Uh Caleb's a right-handed boxer with good legs. Andre is an awkward southpaw with fast hands. Danielle has pedigree and was the former ring lineal champion, Olympian, one loss. And freaking Morel is strong as an ox, Cuban, with big punching power, big kid, young, and in his prime. Like, it's nothing you can say. Like, you got to give him his props. And I think he got a reasonable shot at beating Bivol.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be a good fight. A lot of people have Benavidez winning that fight.
You know what? I think I might too. I gotta sit down though. I gotta really watch. I gotta sit down, but I think he got a reasonable shot. And I like the fact that he just want the fight. I'm just so tired of just being in this era where we gotta keep talking about fights for years and years at a time. Whenever I see a guy that's willing to take those kind of fights, I might even overrate them because of the fact that they're willing to take the fights. Because I get so frustrated that don't nobody want to fight in this era. So I could be overrating him because I I I appreciate the fact that he's willing to take the fight. But I think Benavidez got a heck of a shot of beating Bivol and Beterbiev. He's a lot younger and he really, really gets off. And I think his style may not age well though. I don't think Benavidez got a style that's going to age well because everything he does is 100 miles an hour. So I think that he's taking these he wants to take these big fights when he's at his peak because he probably won't be a guy that's going to look all that great at 35, 36, 37. So
What do you
I'm
think?
glad that he's taking the smoke like that.
What about all this backflash of like people saying that, hey, Crawford wants to go out his way fight, Canelo Alvarez, but he don't want to go out and fight David Benavidez. David Benavidez is too big for him. But when it comes down to Canelo, he's just around the same size.
I don't think he should get backlash for that. Jesus, he's jumping 2 weight divisions and he's fighting the guy who has all 4 belts in the ring championship. Like
Right.
Benavidez is at 75. God damn, y'all want him to go from 54 to 75? That's a lot.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. People, Benavidez is at 75 now. That's not 68. So Crawford is skipping over 60. He only had one fight at 54. He's fighting Canelo at 68. If people want him to go to 75, I don't know, man. Uh, I think it's unreasonable to ask the man to go to 75. He's 37 years old. He's only 5'8". God damn, that's a lot. you
Mm-hmm.
know, you know what I mean? Like, even if you are the best fighter in the world, that's probably a mistake.
For sure, man. I definitely agree with you on that, man. Now, people say, hey, Canelo. If Crawford beats Canelo, he could be considered one of one of these all-time greats. But and vice versa for Canelo, what does this do for him?
I don't want to be a person that says that Canelo is in a lose-lose situation. He probably is on paper, but I give like the bigger fighter prop when they fight a small, great fighter because a small guy has some advantages. They usually have an agility advantage, a dexterity advantage, an endurance advantage because they're lugging around less mass. If the small guy can take the bigger guy's punch, then the bigger guy has a lot of trouble with the small guy. I've seen that story in the gym a lot of times, and people won't admit it. But a lot of times, the smaller guy get the better of the work in the gym because his big headgear on, his big gloves, and they only going 4 to 6 rounds. So by the time the bigger guy's weight and stuff starts to have to starts to come into play, the sparring session is over with. So I'm not going to take away Canelo's props for if he beats Crawford because I think it's a difficult fight, and I'm picking Crawford to win. So if Canelo can pull it off, I give him full props. I'm not going to take props away from him.
I like that.